This cruise started surprisingly calm. I was driving to Utopia of the seas, expecting crowds, long lines, chaos. But everything went differently. Before even parking, I pulled up to the drop-off area and handed over all my luggage. Each suitcase was tagged with my cabin number, so it would be delivered straight to my room. Only then, I went to park the car. There are a few parking options, but I chose the garage right by the terminal. It was just over $100. But here's where it got interesting. I had set up express boarding, and honestly, it made all the difference. It's completely free. You just download the Royal Caribbean app, select express boarding, and follow a few simple steps. Within minutes, I was through check-in, walking through a nearly empty line, while a huge crowd was waiting on the other side. This is one of the newest and largest cruise ships in the world, and I was already on board, with barely any crowds around. I grabbed a snack, a drink, and just started enjoying the moment. While most people were still boarding, the cabins weren't ready yet, but that's not a problem if you plan ahead. Some areas are already open from the start, and if you pack a swimsuit in your carry-on, you don't have to wait at all. Within the first hour, I was in the hot tub, swimming, relaxing, even trying the surf simulator. Because even after your cabin is ready, your luggage might not arrive right away. Sometimes it takes until late afternoon, and waiting is the last thing you want at the start of your trip. So bring the essentials with you and make sure your vacation starts the moment you step on board. I booked the most affordable cabin on this ship, and I was really curious to see what it actually looks like. This is the most affordable cabin, and honestly, it feels bigger than I expected. I've been on other cruise ships before, and this already feels more comfortable. The bathroom is compact but clean and surprisingly spacious for a cruise. There's plenty of storage, a closet, a safe, even a mini fridge. Everything is small, but really well designed. There's also the slot for your key card. Once you take it out, all the lights in the cabin gently turn off after a short moment and only the TV stays on. It's actually really convenient. You don't have to run around turning everything off one by one. But honestly, you don't spend much time in the room. There's just too much happening outside. So I went out to explore the ship, and I quickly realized there are a few things you really need to know. I'll share them later. And before you even realize it, the ship slowly starts to move. At first, you don't even notice it, and then suddenly, you realize you're already leaving. That moment just feels different. So, instead of going to the sail away party, I just stayed outside, watching the shoreline slowly disappear. And honestly, a lot of people chose the same thing. Later that evening, we went to our assigned restaurant, and honestly, this is where things got a little confusing at first. We tried to book restaurants and shows on board, but everything looked fully reserved, and we couldn't even reach support, probably because everyone was trying at the same time. For a moment, it really felt like we missed everything. But instead of stressing, we just showed up anyway. And it turns out we were definitely not the only ones. They seated everyone quickly, and the service was actually amazing. After that, we decided to check out a couple of shows. And here's another little trick. All reservations expire about 10 minutes before the show starts. So if you just show up early, you'll most likely get in. Even if seats are taken, they still let people stand in the back. We made it to both shows that night and actually got really good seats. And by the end of the evening, the whole ship felt completely different. More alive, more energy, people everywhere. And later that night, we just walked through Central Park, It was quiet, peaceful, and such a contrast to everything earlier. The next morning, we decided to do things a little differently. Instead of going to the main dining room, we went to the Solarium Bistro. It's an adults-only space, quiet, relaxed, and honestly, such a different vibe. It's a buffet, so you can just take whatever you want and as much as you want. And that alone already makes the morning easier. But the best part is what's right outside. You walk out, and there's a glass terrace with pools, jacuzzis, and a view of the ocean and the Bahamas. And in that moment, it finally feels like you've arrived. After breakfast, we stepped off the ship with no tours booked at all. And right away, you see just how many cruise ships are here. The whole port feels alive. Music, people, local street performances. But we decided not to book any tours. Instead, we just walked toward the exit. And this is where things get interesting. Right by the port, there are people offering rentals, scooters, ATVs, open jeeps. And here's the trick. You can negotiate. They'll often give you a better deal and even guide you straight out, skipping the long lines. They also have maps and a list of nearby attractions. And honestly, most places are really close. About 5 to 10 minutes by transport, and some you can even walk to. Your phone works perfectly here, so you can just use GPS to get around easily. One thing we didn't expect, they drive on the left side here. So that takes a second to get used to. The best part, if you plan a little ahead, you can visit 3 or even 4 places in just one day. And then we found one of the most unique places in Nassau, the Queen's Staircase. At first it just looks like a path through the rock, but the deeper you go, the more you start to feel it. The walls are massive, the air is cooler, and everything around you gets quieter. It almost feels like stepping into a completely different world. And there's water flowing down the walls, almost like a waterfall. It feels natural, but it's actually designed more like a fountain, flowing from above and collecting below. And that's what gives this place that cool, almost hidden feeling. And then you realize this wasn't just built, it was carved by hand out of solid limestone between 1793 and 1794 by around 600 enslaved people who were forced to create it. The staircase was built to connect the city below with Fort Fincastle above. There were originally 66 steps, but today slightly fewer remain, and later it was named after Queen Victoria. And once you know all that, it feels completely different. And right at the top, there's a fort nearby. Unfortunately, during my visit, it was closed for a short renovation, so I didn't get to go inside. But if you're planning your trip, you'll most likely catch it open. And it's one of those places you really don't want to miss. To get to Fort Charlotte, you actually have to stop a little before the entrance. There's an old wall so thick that today it holds a gift shop inside. That's also where you get your tickets. And even before reaching the fort, I had a feeling that it used to be much bigger. You can see it in the remains, the old walls, scattered stones, and wide open carved out areas. It feels like only part of the story is still standing. And then you walk inside, and it's huge, much bigger than it looks from the outside. Fort Charlotte is actually the largest fort on New Providence Island, spanning over 100 acres. It was built in 1788 under British rule by Lord Dunmore, and named after Queen Charlotte, the wife of King George III. Inside there are tunnels, dungeons, and underground passageways. You'll also notice the cannons spread across the fort. Originally, there were 42 of them, but today only a few remain. And you can still see where the others once stood. What's really interesting, these cannons weren't fixed in place. They were mounted on wheeled carriages, so they could move forward and back and rotate to aim in different directions. And they even come in different sizes, depending on their purpose. And despite all of that, they were never actually used in battle. From the top, you get incredible views over Nassau, the harbor, and even Paradise Island. And the strangest part, I was completely alone. Walking through all of this history with no one else around. Only when I was leaving, I saw a couple of people walking in. They actually have guided tours here, and even live historical reenactments on certain days, where you can see what life looked like here over 200 years ago, including a cannon firing demonstration right at noon. Unfortunately, I was here on a Tuesday, so I missed it. But if you plan your visit right, you might catch it. And honestly, it feels like one of those places that not enough people explore. After exploring the fort, we decided to just drive around a bit more. Nassau is actually pretty compact, which makes it easy to explore on your own. And honestly, sometimes the best part is just wandering around with no real plan. And one thing about the Caribbean, no matter where you are, some things always feel the same. Fresh coconuts, cut open right in front of you. Simple, but somehow unforgettable. We walked around the port area. Music, people, energy everywhere. It feels alive, but still relaxed at the same time. And of course, I couldn't skip this. A fresh pineapple drink with rum and way too many toppings. Definitely worth it. And just like that, it was time to head back. By the time we got back to the room, everything was already taken care of. The cabin was clean and waiting for us. And of course, a little surprise on the bed, a towel elephant. It's a small thing, but somehow it makes it feel even more special. After that, we decided to slow things down a bit. Instead of going to our assigned restaurant, we went back to the solarium. It's a buffet, but honestly, that's exactly what we needed. No schedule, no waiting, just picking whatever we felt like. And at one point, they were making these huge pancakes with different toppings. You could mix and match yourself. Nothing fancy, but kind of fun to watch. And right outside, there's a glass terrace with pools and jacuzzis, ocean views, warm air, and just a completely different pace. Just enough time to reset before the evening started. And just like the day before, we didn't have any reservations. But this time, we had a better idea. Instead of going inside, we went one level up to the balcony. We grabbed lounge chairs from the pool area and set up right there. And honestly, it turned out to be the perfect spot. Some people were even watching from their room balconies, so the whole space just felt completely different. And the show was incredible. And just like that, the evening came together perfectly. The next day, we had absolutely no plans. And honestly, that was the best part. Somewhere in the distance, you could still see islands. So it almost felt like the ship was quietly drifting, somewhere near the Bahamas. No rush, no schedule, just a completely carefree day at sea. Of course, we kept finding places to eat. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, and a few really good cocktails along the way. But mostly, we just spent the day trying everything. Pools, jacuzzis, mini golf, and even the ultimate abyss. A giant dry slide that drops you from the 16th deck all the way down to deck 6.
When you go down, put your arms in the first position, go up from the center part and pull it in back.
There was also a surfing simulator, which looked way easier than it actually was. and somehow the whole day just disappeared. Pools, music, ocean views, shores, and way too many little moments in between. And by the time we got back to the room, there was another surprise waiting for us. A towel dog. The next morning, we woke up somewhere that honestly didn't even look real. Bright turquoise water, tiny islands in the distance, and an entire tropical island waiting right outside the ship. Welcome to Perfect Day at CocoCay. CocoCay is Royal Caribbean's private island in the Bahamas, and somehow it feels like a mix of everything at once. Part tropical paradise, part giant playground, and part luxury beach resort. The moment you step off the ship, the colors are unbelievable. Seriously, it looked like 50 shades of turquoise. And since we already learned by now not to overplan everything, we just started walking. Different beaches, different styles of lounge chairs, palm trees, flowers, birds everywhere. Some areas felt calm and relaxing, while others felt more like a giant beach party. There were pool, bars, souvenir stands, and even a huge balloon ride floating above the island. There is also a separate beach area called Hideaway Beach, but that one cost extra. So instead, I explored pretty much everything else. And honestly, that was more than enough. At one point, I even kayaked all the way to a tiny nearby island. There were iguanas, peacocks, tropical fish near the rocks, and crystal clear water everywhere. And somehow, even though the island is built for tourism, parts of it still felt surprisingly natural. There's actually a hidden staff area too, where around 700 crew members live and work. Guests aren't allowed there, of course, but it's strange to remember that an entire small community keeps all of this running. By the end of the day, I took the tram back toward the ship. And honestly, it felt like living in a resort, not a cruise stop.
In the front, our navigator. Yeah, it's going to be our ladies pointing to the front, relaxing on your phone, taking pictures. All our engines is paddling. Have one person swim away from the kayak. We'll put your arm over here, grab this, and use your weight to pull it back over. Yeah, just lean over and use your weight to pull it. Over here. I like this. I like this. It doesn't. No gas. Happen. That's it. Piece that land for 99 years. Yeah. And the term is named, they are building a water park over here, as you guys can see.
Back in the cabin, there was another towel animal waiting on the bed. This time, a koala. And on the table, an enormous plate of chocolate-covered strawberries. Probably one final little surprise before the cruise was over. That evening, we finally went to our assigned restaurant. And honestly, it turned out to be completely worth it. Amazing food, great atmosphere, and somehow the perfect ending to the trip. Back in the room, there was already information waiting for us about departure the next morning. You can leave your luggage outside the cabin before 10 at night, and the crew delivers everything downstairs for you. There are also scheduled departure times to avoid huge crowds leaving all at once. But we chose the self-assist option instead. That meant leaving earlier, but keeping our luggage with us. And honestly, it was probably the easiest option. No waiting, no searching for bags, and no huge crowds. We rolled our suitcases straight to the car, and just like that, the trip was over. Stories hide in unexpected places until we meet again on uncharted paths